Hi students, this is Mrs. Lavoksa, and I just want to go over the Myshakespeare.com website and just talk a little bit about the play and show you how to navigate on this site. So first of all, you'll notice up here that I am on the play menu. Okay, now there's other plays available on this site, but for purposes of this video, we're just going to be looking at Romeo and Juliet because that's the play that we're reading. If you take a look over here on your left hand side of the screen, you're going to see there are some resources, and when I hover over them, you can see that they're links. Now if I click here, it says using Shakespeare, and I will use that in a minute. Some of these we've already watched in class. We've learned about Shakespeare's life, and we've learned about the Elizabethan theater. Now, this play is segmented into 5 acts. Act 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You'll notice that some of the acts have a prologue. Act 1 does, and Act 2 does. The prologue is really just an introduction for what's to come. So for instance, in the prologue for Act 1, we're going to find out what happens throughout the whole play in a very condensed version. In each act, you'll see that it is broken down into scenes. So here we have 5 scenes in Act 1, 6 in Act 2, 5 in 3, 5 and 4, and 3 here, 3 scenes in Act 5. So let's take a look and let's click on using Myshakespeare. Now there's a brief video here. I'm not going to play the video because I'm going to talk with you about how to use it. However, if you want to come back later on your own time and listen to the video, that's certainly up to you. You'll see here that we actually have the names of some more plays. Okay, so you'll notice here that I hit the back arrow and it took me to Act 1 Prologue. I'm going to show you another way to get there just by looking at the menu and clicking Prologue. Okay, and so this is the introduction to our play. And I just want to show you a few things. First off, you'll see on the very top it says Scene Summary. If you click that, you'll get a summary of the scene. There's one video associated with the prologue. Here we have gloss words. Now if I go like this, I'm turning it off. If I go like this, I'm turning it on. So take a look down here at this first line. Okay, it says 2 households both alike in dignity. And notice below dignity in gray it says social rank. That's just helping you understand what that word dignity means. If you don't like that, you just move the button, the icon button here, okay? Most students like it. There's also a notebook feature, so if you want to take notes, you can. You would have to sign in and make an account through Google. For purposes of what we're doing here today, it's not necessary. And for the introduction, if you click on this icon with the 2 little heads here, it's going to give you an introduction.
Welcome to our exploration of the tragedy of Romeo.
Okay, of course we're not going to watch that now, but I just want you to know that you have that option. As we move down, you're going to see this icon with a little speaker. If you click that, you can hear the lines of the play read to you.
2 households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona where we lay.
And so the arrow will follow as it's reading along. Moving down further, you're going to see a little thought bubble. So what this does is sometimes students have a difficult time understanding everything in the prologue. So if they click this little thought bubble, it's going to go ahead and just summarize the prologue here. And so you can read that. Notice that within Act 1 in our prologue, on the very right hand side you'll see numbers. That's because the lines in our play are numbered. Okay, so if we're looking for a particular line, I might say going back to the play menu here, I might say, let's take a look at the prologue, or I'm sorry, let's take a look at Act 1, the prologue, and line 5. And so you would know exactly where to go. Or you may hear, let's take a look at Act 3, Scene 3. It'll take us all the way to Scene 3, and then of course here you have your numbers again, line 4, okay? And you'll see here in Scene 3 we have again the little thought bubble, and here it's based on the speakers, okay? So this is, I don't know if you can see this, but this is Friar Lawrence versus Romeo versus Friar Lawrence versus Romeo, so they're having a conversation. So if you are sort of struggling to understand what's being said, you have those thought bubbles there to help you. Now, if you click here, you're going to see, like, if you see the two little theater masks, you'll notice that the screen turns yellow for particular lines. You will be able to hear a live performance. Okay, and you would just click it to launch the video. We're not going to listen to it today.
It's torture and not mercy.
But you can actually hear a professional actor reading the lines in the way that they're supposed to be read. If you take a look at this little like feather pencil icon, it will tell you the literary device being used. In this case, it's wordplay. Okay? And so that about sums up how to navigate on this Myshakespeare site. Again, take a look at the play menu. We will be starting with Act 1, the prologue. This is what we're going to be looking at. If you want to move back or forward, you can look down here. It says Act 1, Scene 1, so I could simply click down here to move forward. If I want to read about some of the actors' bios, I could click this and read about that. Again, you have the scene summary. I'm just going to click that here, and it'll give you that brief summary. Okay. And I think that's about it. Remember, you can always go back and review some of the resources that we've already looked at, or you may want to just look at some on your own. But again, where we begin here is Act 1, the prologue, and then we'll just go in chronological order from there. Okay? Thank you for listening to the video.